the only DIY cybersecurity guide your small business using Microsoft 365 will ever need. Before we dive in, I need to be completely honest with you. This is a long video. So here's what I need you to do right now. Hit that save button and bookmark this video. You're going to come back to this multiple times as we work through securing your business. If you've got YouTube Premium, download the video so you can watch it offline when you're actually doing the work. Trust me, you'll want to pause it, rewind it, and reference sections as you go. This isn't a video you watch once and forget. This is your complete DIY cybersecurity guide. And look, if you find this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We put out practical, no-nonsense IT advice for small businesses, and your support helps us keep making this content. Let's talk about what we're covering today and why you want to stop all the way to the end. If you're running a small business and you're using Microsoft 365, this video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to secure your business without needing to be a technical expert. No jargon, no corporate nonsense, just practical steps you can actually follow. We'll cover everything from locking down your Microsoft 365 environment to protecting your devices, backing up your data properly, and training your team to spot threats. By the end of this video, your business will be far more harder to attack. So why should you care about cybersecurity? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you come into work on Monday morning, your staff can't log on, your emails are gone, your files are encrypted, and there's a message on your screen demanding £50,000 to get your data back. That is ransomware, and it's happening to businesses just like yours every single day. Or maybe it's subtler. Someone in your accounts team gets an email that looks like it's from you, asking them to pay an urgent invoice. They do it, and £15,000 has gone out of your account. That's an invoice scam. The thing is, most small businesses think they're too small to be a target, and it's completely untrue. Attackers aren't sitting there choosing you specifically. They're running automated tools that scan thousands of businesses looking for easy targets. So weak passwords, no multi-factor authentication, outdated systems, and untrained staff. If you're an easy target, you will be attacked. But there is some good news. You don't need a massive budget or a technical degree to protect yourself. You just need the right protections in the right order, kept simple and clear. And that is what this video is all about. We're going to focus on Microsoft 365 because that's what most small businesses use. It's got brilliant security features built in, but most people don't know they exist or how to turn them on. Before anyone asks, I run an IT company. We help businesses with this stuff every day, but I'm not here to sell you anything. I genuinely believe if you're willing to invest the time, you can do a lot of this yourself. And if you get stuck or realize you need help, we're here to talk about that too. Fair enough? Right, let's start with the heart of your business, Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 is probably the heart of your business. Your emails are in there, your files, your Teams chats, your SharePoint data, everything runs through it. Which means if someone gets into your Microsoft 365 environment, they've got access to everything. So that's where we start. The first thing to understand is that Microsoft gives you the tools to secure your environment. They're already there. You just need to turn them on. And most businesses don't. They sign up for Microsoft 365, create some accounts, and off they go. No security defaults, no multi-factor authentication, nothing. I saw a stat recently where it said that only 40% of businesses actually have enabled multi-factor authentication, which is absolutely staggering. That's like leaving your front door wide open. Let me walk you through exactly what you need to do. First off, let's enable security defaults. So this is a single setting in Microsoft 365 that turns on a bunch of essential protections all at once. It enforces multi-factor authentication for everybody. It blocks legacy authentication, which is an old, insecure way of logging in that attackers love, and it protects your admin accounts. So here's how to do it. You log on to the Microsoft Admin Center, go to Azure Active Directory, which Microsoft now calls Entra ID. Don't ask me why they keep changing their name. Find Properties, then Manage Security Defaults, and just switch it on. And that's it. One switch and a massive improvement to your security. Now, when you do this, your staff are going to need to set up multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short. That means when they log in, they'll need their password plus a code from their phone. Yes, they'll moan about it, but it stops about 99% of account breaches. It's worth the moaning. So rule 1, enforce multi-factor authentication everywhere. Right, so security defaults gets you most of the way. But you need to make sure MFA is enforced for absolutely everyone. Admins, users, temporary staff, everyone, no exceptions. Because if even one account doesn't have MFA, that's your weak point. That's where an attacker gets in. So go to Admin Center, check every single account and make sure MFA is required. And look, if someone loses their phone or can't set it up, help them. Don't just turn MFA off for them. That defeats the whole point. Next, we need to clean house. Go through all your user accounts, look for anyone who's left the company that still has an active account. Old employees, contractors who finished months ago, the temp who used to work for you for 2 weeks last year, disable those accounts. Better yet, delete them. Because if those accounts are still active, they're a way in. And if they don't have MFA, because they're too old, that's an easy way in. This takes maybe 30 minutes, no more. So go and do it now. Right, this one's a bit more advanced, but stick with me. Conditional access lets you set up rules about who can access your systems and under what conditions. For example, you can say, only allow logons from the UK, or block access if your device isn't managed by Intune. You need at least Microsoft 365 Business Premium for this. If you've got that, use it. Start simple. Block logons from countries you don't operate in. You can get fancy in that, but those rules alone will stop a lot of attacks. Next up, legacy authentication. Legacy authentication is old, it's insecure, and attackers love it because it bypasses multi-factor authentication. You need to turn it off permanently. Security Defaults does this for you, but if you're using conditional access instead, you need to create a policy that blocks legacy authentication. So go into your Entra ID settings, create a conditional access policy that blocks legacy authentication protocol. Right, that's your Microsoft 365 environment locked down at the basic level. You've done those few things, you're already ahead of most businesses. If you're finding this helpful so far, hit that like button for me. It really helps us reach more businesses who need this advice. So next, let's talk about laptops. Because here's the thing, your laptops are the most common entry point for attacks. Someone clicks a dodgy link, downloads a fake invoice, plugs in a USB stick they found in the car park. If your laptops aren't protected, it's game over. So let's protect them. Turn on Microsoft Defender. It's Microsoft's inbuilt endpoint protection tool. If you're running Windows 10 or 11, you've already got Microsoft Defender built in, and it's actually really good. You don't need to buy anything else, but you do need to make sure it's turned on and configured properly. Go to Windows Security, check that real-time protection is on. Do this on every single laptop. Next up is encryption. If someone steals your laptop, you don't want them to be able to access your files and data. BitLocker encrypts the entire hard drive, Without the encryption key, the data is useless. Most Windows Pro devices have BitLocker enabled, but if you've got Windows Home, you need to upgrade. Turn it on, save the recovery key somewhere safe, like in your Microsoft 365 Admin Center. Again, do this for every single device. Next, we move on to Windows updates. I know, nobody likes updates. They're annoying and they interrupt your work. But they are essential. Every month, Microsoft releases security patches that fix vulnerabilities. If you don't install them, attackers can exploit those vulnerabilities. Turn on automatic updates, let Windows install them overnight. And if you see an update pending, don't ignore it for weeks. Install it now. Remove local admin rights. This one's important, but often gets overlooked. Most small businesses give everybody local admin rights on their laptop. That means they can install software or anything they want, change any setting, or do whatever they want. It's really convenient, but it's also really dangerous. If someone clicks a malicious link and they've got admin rights, that malware can install itself, change settings, and spread across the business. If they don't have admin rights, it's much, much harder. So remove admin rights from your standard users. Only IT admins should have them. Yes, this does mean when someone needs to install software, they'll need to ask you. That's the point. Next up, use a password manager. Your staff are probably using the same password for everything, or they're using password 123 with a different number on the end, and that's not good enough. You need to get a password manager, something like Bitwarden, 1Password, Keeper, or LastPass. It generates strong, unique passwords for every site and remembers them so your staff don't have to. This is one of the easiest wins you can get. Right, so that's your laptop's protected at a basic level, Defender running, BitLocker on, automatic updates in place, admin rights removed, and a password manager in place. You're still with me? Brilliant. We're building something really solid. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Got loads more practical advice just coming. So let's talk about managing all of this centrally. Right. So you've secured Microsoft 365, then you've protected your laptops. But here's the problem. You're doing all of this manually, device by device. And that doesn't scale. And it's easy to miss things. That's when Microsoft Intune comes in. Intune is a cloud-based device management tool. It lets you manage all your laptops, phones, and tablets from one central dashboard. You set your security policy once, and Intune enforces them automatically across every device. It's included in Microsoft 365 Business Premium, so if you've got that license, you've already got Intune, and you need to start using it. Let me show what you can do with it. Enrolling devices in Intune. First, you need to enroll your devices. This means connecting them to Intune so it can manage them. For Windows devices, you can do this through Settings, Accounts, Access, Work or School, Connect. Sign in with your Microsoft 365 account and the device enrolls. For phones, you install the company portal app and sign in there. Once the device is enrolled, Intune can push policies, apps, and updates to it. Creating security policies. Right, now you create your security policies. These are the rules that Intune enforces on every device. Things like require a password or PIN, require encryption, require antivirus, block jailbroken or rooted devices, require devices to be up to date. You create these policies once in the Intune Admin Center, and they apply to every enrolled device automatically. No more going device by device or hoping people have done it. It's all automatic. Deploy apps automatically. Intune can also deploy apps for you. So instead of manually installing Microsoft Office, Teams, and your other Essentials apps on every new laptop, Intune does it automatically. You just add the app to Intune, assign them to your users, and they install automatically when someone logs in. Same with updates. Intune keeps everything up to date without you having to think about it. Monitoring compliance. Here's one of the best bits. Intune gives you a compliance dashboard. You can see at a glance which devices are compliant with your policies and which ones aren't. Device not encrypted, you'll see it. Antivirus not running, again, you'll see it. Device not updated, it'll be there. You'll see it. And you can set it up so non-compliant devices can't access your data until they're fixed. That's really powerful. Be careful and make sure you're tested before you implement that. Right, Security is your central management tool. It enforces your security policies automatically, deploys your apps, and shows you what's compliant and what's not. And again, if you're using Microsoft Business Premium, you should absolutely be using Intune. If you're finding this useful, give us a like and subscribe. We're only about a third of the way through, and there's loads more to cover. So let's talk about deploying new devices properly. Right, so let's talk about one of my favorite features, Autopilot. This is how you deploy a new laptop properly without spending hours manually setting them all up. Here's how it used to work. A new laptop arrives, you unbox it, you spend 2 hours installing Windows updates, joining it to the domain, installing Office, Teams, and other apps, configuring security settings, setting up the user account, and that's if you can find all the software. 2 hours per laptop at an absolute minimum. Now, here's how it works with Autopilot. A new laptop arrives, the user unboxes it, the user logs in with their Microsoft 365 account, and everything else happens automatically, just like magic. Security settings are deployed, apps are installed, policies are pushed out, and compliance rules kick in, all configured automatically by Intune. It's quick, it's clean, and it's consistent. So how does Autopilot work? So Autopilot is a feature in Intune that automates device deployment. When you buy a laptop from a Microsoft partner, they can register it in Autopilot for you. Or you can register it yourself using something called the device's hardware hash. Once it's registered in your Microsoft tenant, the device knows it belongs to your organization. When someone switches it on for the first time and logs in with their work account, the Autopilot kicks in. It automatically applies your Intune policies, installs your apps, and configures everything exactly how you want it. The user just logs in and waits. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, half an hour later, depending on how many apps you've deployed, they're ready to work. So how do we actually set up Autopilot? So to set this up, you need to register your devices in Autopilot. If you're buying new devices, ask your supplier to register them for you. Most Microsoft partners can do it. If you use an existing device, you can register them manually. You need to extract something called the hardware hash using a PowerShell script. Upload it to Intune and the device is registered. Then you create an Autopilot deployment profile in Intune. This tells Autopilot what to do when a device is deployed. Things like skip privacy settings, automatically join Entra, apply these policies, install these apps. You create the profile once and it applies to every device you deploy. There's also Autopilot reset. So if a device gets messed up or you need to repurpose it for a new user, you can reset it remotely. Autopilot wipes the device, reinstalls Windows, and reconfigures it automatically. The user logs in and it's like a brand new device. No need to manually reinstall everything. It's all done remotely. Right, so Autopilot makes deploying and managing devices so much easier. If you're using Intune, you should be using Autopilot too. Right, Let's move on to backups. This one is critical. This is one of the most important things we're going to talk about. Because here's the thing. Microsoft does not back up your data. Not in the way that most people think. A lot of businesses assume that because their data is in Microsoft 365, it's backed up. It's in the cloud. So it's safe, right? Wrong. Microsoft keeps your data available and redundant across its data centers. But if you delete something, or if ransomware encrypts your files, or if a disgruntled employee wipes out your SharePoint site, Microsoft is not going to restore it for you. You need a proper backup system. So what do you need to back up? So here's a list of things you should be backing up in your Microsoft 365 environment. Emails, OneDrive files, SharePoint sites, Teams chats, deleted items, really everything in your Microsoft 365 environment. And you need backups that are immutable. That means they cannot be changed or deleted once they've been created, even by an attacker. This stops ransomware attacking your backups. So how do you choose a backup solution? There are several third-party backup solutions for Microsoft 365. We use NinjaOne with our clients. Other good options include Veeam, AvidPoint, and Barracuda. They all work in a similar way. They connect to your Microsoft 365 environment. They take daily backups of everything. Your backups are stored in an immutable cloud storage. So even if ransomware hits, your backups are safe. You can restore individual emails, files, entire SharePoint sites, whatever you want, even someone's mailbox. But a backup isn't any good unless it's tested. Because here's the thing about backups. If you haven't tested a backup, it isn't really a backup. I always tell my clients, backups are worthless, but restores are priceless. You need to test your backups monthly. Pick a random file, restore it, make sure it all works. It's a pain, it's a drag, but it is so important. Pick an email, restore it, make sure you can open it. Because the worst time to find out your backups don't work is when you actually need them. You also need to think about retention. How long do you keep backups for? Most businesses keep backups for 30 days, weekly backups for 12 weeks, and monthly backups for a year. That gives you plenty of options if you need to restore something from a long time ago. But every company is different. So put some thought into this and come up with a plan that works for you. Check your industry regulations. Some sectors require longer retention periods. Right, so backups. Get a proper third-party backup solution, back up everything Microsoft 365, and make sure the backups are immutable, and then test them monthly. This is not optional. You must be willing to invest the time and money into protecting your data. If you're getting value from this video, hit that like button and subscribe. We're about halfway through. Next, we're talking DNS filtering. So DNS filtering is a method of protection that stops you from going to dangerous websites. You get blocked before you ever get to the site, keeping that danger well away from your business. DNS filtering works at a network level. Every time you type in a website address, your device asks a DNS server to translate that address into an IP address. DNS filtering sits in that process to check the website against a database of known threats. If the site is dangerous, it blocks the request and you never get to the site. So what does DNS filtering protect you against? DNS filtering protects your staff from the following: fake logon pages, phishing websites, malware downloads, dangerous redirects, high-risk domains. It works silently in the background. Your staff won't even notice it, but it will protect them from a lot of trouble. So how do we set up DNS filtering? There are several DNS filtering services out there. Cisco Umbrella is a popular solution. Cloudflare is another one. We use a service called Heimdall for our clients. There's a couple of ways of setting it up. You can either change your DNS settings to point to the filtering service, or you install an application on your device which does the work for you. Once it's set up, all your internet traffic goes through the filter. So what gets blocked? The filtering service maintains a constantly updated database of malicious sites, phishing sites, malware distribution sites, known bad domains, all those sorts of things. If someone clicks a link in a phishing email, they get presented with a blocked page before they reach the fake page. If someone tries to download malware, they get blocked before the download even starts. It's a layer of protection that catches things that other defenses might miss. Right, so DNS filtering, it's relatively cheap, easy to set up, and stops a lot of attacks before they reach your business. It's a no-brainer. If you're serious about security, you absolutely should have it. Next, we're talking about how to secure your internet connection. Next up is your router. Even the best internal security won't help if the connection between you and the internet is weak. Most small businesses just use whatever router their ISP provide. They never change the default password and they never update the firmware. They just plug it in and forget about it. That is a problem. You need to check your router. So here's what you need to do. Log on to your router. The logon details are usually on the sticker on the router itself. First problem. Once you're in, check these things. Update the firmware. Router manufacturers release security updates just like Microsoft does. If your router is running old firmware, it is vulnerable. Change the default password. If your router still has the default admin password, anyone can log in and change your settings. Disable the features you don't use. Things like remote management. If you're not using them, turn them off. They're potential attack vectors. Remove old port forwarding rules. If you've got port forwarding rules set up, things that you're no longer using, just delete them. Enable WPA3 available. It's the latest Wi-Fi security standard. If your router supports it, turn it on. You could even use a business-grade router or firewall. If you're serious about security, considering upgrades to a business-grade firewall. Consumer routers are designed for home use. They're cheap, but they don't have the security features you need for a business. Business-grade routers have better firewalls, more frequent security updates, and features like VPN support and advanced threat protection. Brands like Cisco, Fortinet, and Ubiquiti make good business routers depending on your budget. Yes, they're more expensive, but they're worth it. Securing home connections. If you're staff from home, ask them to do the same. Their home router is part of your security perimeter. Send them instructions on how to update firmware, change passwords, and enable WPA3. Or better yet, provide them with a business-grade router that you manage for them. Right, so that's your internet connection. Update your router, change the default password, disable unused features, and considering upgrading for a business-grade router. Don't let a weak connection break your security. So next, let's talk about mobile devices. Mobile devices, phones, iPads, tablets, they hold a surprising amount of sensitive data. Think about what's on your phone right now. Emails, files, team chats, contacts, client information, WhatsApp messages, all sorts of things. If you lost your phone, all of that is potentially accessible to whoever finds it. That's why we need to protect mobile devices just like you protect laptops. So we can use Intune for mobile devices too. Intune manages mobile devices just like it manages laptops. You can enroll phones and tablets by installing the company portal app and signing in. Once enrolled, Intune can enforce policies on those devices. So what policies can we push? Here is what you should enforce. Firstly, you must have a PIN or biometric logon. No unlocked phones ever. That means someone can find it on the street and just pick it up and access all the data. Secondly, encrypt the phone. Modern phones do this by default, but make sure it's enabled. Thirdly, block copying data from your business apps into your personal apps. Intune can create a secure container for work devices. Staff can't copy emails or files into their work apps. Next, wipe business data if the phone is lost. If someone reports their phone stolen, you can remotely wipe all the business data without touching their personal photos and messages. One of the best features of Intune is that it can separate work and personal data. Your staff can use their personal phones for work without you having access to their personal data. Intune only manages the work apps and data. Everything else is theirs. If they leave the company or lose their phone, you wipe the work data. The personal data stays intact. The key message here is this: a lost phone shouldn't mean a data breach. If your mobile devices are properly managed, you can remotely wipe them and move on. No panic, no breach, no problem. Right, so mobile devices. Enroll them into Intune, enforce PINs, encryption, and data separation. Be ready to wipe them if required. If you're still here with me, brilliant. We're making great progress. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're finding this stuff useful. So next we're going to talk about training your team. Right, training your team. This is crucial. Your people are your biggest vulnerability, but they're also your strongest defense. Technology can only do so much. At the end of the day, it's your team who are clicking links, opening attachments, and responding to emails. So you need to train them to spot threats. So here's what they need to be able to recognize. Phishing attempts. Emails that look legitimate but aren't. Fake Microsoft 365 logon pages designed to steal credentials. Dodgy links that don't go where they claim to. Fake invoice from a supplier asking for a payment to a different bank account. Impersonation attempts, someone pretending to be the CEO or a trusted contact asking you to go and buy something or do something. A suspicious attachment type, things like exe files or zip files that shouldn't be there. Now here's the key. You don't need long training sessions. No one's going to pay attention. Instead, short, regular training is far more effective. We use a product called Phishing Tackle with our clients. It sends out monthly phishing tests, just a fake phishing email to see who clicks it. We can then keep score and see who's more vulnerable. If someone does click that email, they get a little short video immediately. It's quick, it's relevant, and it works. We also send out regular training videos once a month. Over time, your team gets better and better at spotting threats. They build awareness without feeling like a burden. The goal is to build a human firewall, the first line of defense. Your team becomes an active part of your security, not the weakest link. I saw a statistic last week that said only 18% of businesses train their staff in this stuff. It's an absolute game changer and it makes a massive difference. Now, you can't just set all this up and forget about it. You need to check things regularly. But don't worry, nothing too heavy. Just simple checks that take a few minutes. Here's what I recommend for weekly checks. Any odd login attempts, check your sign-in logs for anything unusual. Any strange inbox rules created. Sometimes attackers create inbox rules to hide their activity. Any failed backups. Make sure your backups are running successfully. any unexpected file sharing. Check for files being shared externally that shouldn't be. And any devices not reporting in. If a device hasn't reported in Intune, let's find out why. Then monthly checks, we do a bit more of a comprehensive check. Review admin accounts. Make sure only the right people have admin access. Check external file sharing. Review what's being shared outside your organization. Confirm conditional access rules are still working as intended. Check BitLocker is enabled on all your devices and is actively working. Review guest users. Remove anyone that no longer needs access. Actually test restoring something from a backup. Review Intune compliance. See what devices are compliant and which ones aren't. And check security alerts. Review any alerts that have come through recently. These small checks prevent big disasters. They help you catch problems early before they become serious incidents. Sometimes hackers can sit in your environment for months collecting information before doing anything. So these checks are absolutely critical. They also give you the confidence that everything is working as it should. Now let's align everything with Cyber Essentials. Cyber Essentials is a UK government scheme that tells organizations the minimum level of security they should be implementing in their business. So if you're in the UK, you've probably heard of it. Again, Cyber Essentials is a government-backed certification that focuses on 5 security controls. These 5 controls are firewalls to protect your network boundary, secure configuration, making sure your systems are set up properly, access control, managing who has access to what, and whether they've got any old accounts that are still enabled, patch management, keeping everything up to date, and malware protection, defending against viruses and other threats. Here's the good news. Most of what's covered in this guide directly supports Cyber Essentials. If you follow this guide, you're already most of the way to certification. Your configuration will be secure through Intune. Your access control will be managed through Conditional Access and MFA. Your patch management will be automated. Your malware protection will be handled by Microsoft Defender. So if you plan to get Cyber Essentials certified later, you're already on the right path. And even if you don't pursue certification, these 5 basics are exactly what you need to protect your business at a basic level. They're the foundation of good cybersecurity. Right, here's the final topic. You need a simple incident recovery plan. I'm not talking about a 50-page document that no one will ever need and no clue what's in it. I'm talking about 1 or 2-page plan that everyone can understand and follow. Here's what it should include. Who to contact first? It's probably your IT contact person. How to report a suspected incident, email, phone, Teams message, whatever works. What to do immediately. Disconnect from the network. Don't delete anything and don't pay any ransom. Who handles communication? Who tells clients if needed and who reports to authorities? And where your backups are and how to restore them. And that's it. Anything else is confusing and too much detail. Keep it simple and keep it clear. Print it out and put it somewhere where everyone can see it. Share it in your company handbook. Make sure everyone knows it exists. Because when something goes wrong, people panic. They don't know what to do. They make mistakes and they make things worse. But if you have a simple plan in place, they can follow it calmly, clearly, and effectively. And that can make all the difference between a minor incident and a major disaster. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more practical IT and cybersecurity advice. So let's bring it all together. Cybersecurity does not need to be overcomplicated. We don't need teams of people in SOCs and data centers around the world. You just need the right protections in the right order, kept simple and clear. Here is what we've covered. Secure Microsoft 365, your foundation. Protect your devices with proper endpoint security. Use Intune to manage everything centrally. Use Autopilot for clean, consistent laptop deployments. Back up your data properly with immutable backups. Train your team to spot threats. Check things regularly with simple weekly and monthly routines. And have a simple plan for when something goes wrong. Do that, and your business becomes far harder to attack. You'll have closed the most common entry points. You'll have protections in place that work automatically. And you'll have a team that knows what to look for. That is good cybersecurity. Not complicated, not expensive, just effective. Right, we've covered an awful lot today, and I know it's a lot to take in. Remember what I said at the start. You'll probably want to watch this video a few times. Save it, download it if you have YouTube Premium, come back to it as you walk through each section. Take it one step at a time. You don't have to do everything at once. Now again, if you found this useful, please hit the like and subscribe to our channel. We create content like this regularly, practical advice for small businesses who want to get their IT and cybersecurity right. And if you need help with any of this, that's what we do. We help professional services firms across the West Midlands and the UK simplify their IT, secure their data, and allow them to focus on their business. You can find more information on our website at initialit.co.uk. And we also offer a 30-day free trial of our IT Kickstarter service. So you can try everything we've talked about risk-free before committing. More information about that is on our pricing page on our website. But whether you work with us or you do it yourself, the important thing is you take action. Don't leave your business vulnerable. Follow this guide, implement these protections, and you'll be in a far stronger position. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Initial IT, simplifying IT, securing your business.